all settled and ready to rock because we are, and we're going to get going. Also, chat, be ready. One of you wants to be part of today's Battle Royale / Tadpooly feud.
We need a player.
We'll need one of you to do. Oh, I didn't put. Well, I can do that later.
I need to run the game so you guys actually have a place to log into. There we go.
That's true. I don't have.
Oh, you guys already logged in. Yeah, cool. I love the fact that you guys can log in before I start running the game.
Oh, I didn't even. I thought we couldn't, so that's cool to know. That's great.
Yeah.
I did not know that. For some reason, I thought I had Randy's clip, and I don't, so I'm just going to quickly put that in.
Okay. Oh, his Recall Mental.
Okay, his is working. I didn't get Nicole's, but that is fine. I'll figure out a way.
Yeah, she sent a link to a YouTube.
Oh, did she? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. All right, well, I'll just play from that.
I'm really curious about that thing because I
know, right?
I was 100% planning on watching it, and you brought up things like, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm still curious.
Reviewers are shredding it, but then, I don't know, audience seems fine, so maybe it's one of those, you know?
Yeah, often Rotten Tomatoes gets it wrong.
Yeah, it might be that. Okay.
Cool.
Here goes, everybody. We are recording. Are we, though? Hold on, shit. Yes, we are. We are now. Officially, we are. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Your father and I have done things you can't even imagine.
Peggy, please. We'll have some cheese when you can.
The Morning Stream. I live, I love, I slay, and I am content.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for March 13th, 2024. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian David. Hi, Brian.
I'm good. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good. I still haven't messed up the year. I'm very proud of that. I've gotten it right.
Very, very proud. That's I'm impressed. I definitely would have thought that 3.5 months in it would have happened. Or 2.5 months in it would have happened.
Yeah. By now would be about the time I expect that I would have fouled it up by now. But no.
Yes.
I've kept it all on track.
Johnson maintains his streak.
Thumbface Johnson, I like to say.
Thumbface. Babyface Johnson. Let's pretend you're a professional boxer from the 1970s. Babyface Johnson.
There you go. If I had
in this
stamina.
Corner,
I don't have the strength nor the stamina.
200 pounds, Babyface Johnson.
240. Correction, 240.
Oh, 240.
240. Actually, I'm probably lower than that now. Probably 230.
I remember when I was 240.
I'm probably closer to 230 now, but it's been a bit. I'm not checking scale all the time, but I'm probably closer to 230.
Oh, I'm done checking scale daily now. I'm back on food logging after gaining about what did I say, 8 pounds since I got off Noom. And tracking food is like, I plateaued with Noom. I'm not losing any more weight. I'll just stop there.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
creeps back
I'm not logging in the crap I eat. I'm not paying any attention to it. Guess what?
Yep.
Ooh,
yeah. That's how it works. Yeah. Speaking of eating,
yes,
we got a correction from Corey in Indiana, and so we're going to read it. I don't know if it's not really a correction. He says this. He says, this is for TMS. Hi, sausage and bacon. Just a quick text from a third shift sterile processing technician. I do, in fact, eat lunch at 2 a.m. Love the show, though, Corey. So this was all coming from your having to go to the airport at 2 a.m. and
right.
all that stuff.
Nothing good at 2 a.m.
No, nothing's good at 2 a.m. And you shouldn't have to eat lunch.
Processing technician.
Yeah, it sounds like, if you're working in a clean room, like at a, I don't know.
Yeah, but what is in the sterile? What are you processing that has to be sterile? Like there's a noun missing from third shift sterile processing technician.
Third shift sterile processing could be hospital, could be
exactly dildos. It could be test tubes. It could be
some science thing, science adjacent job. I don't know. But we'd like more information, Corey. We'd like to learn more about you and your job and your career and how that's going for you and what it's like to eat at 2 a.m. That seems like a real bad scene to me. I wouldn't want to do it. I guess if you're acclimated and your whole, you're sleeping during the day, all that stuff's fine. Plenty of people do it, but it sounds so hard to me. I don't know if I could do it.
I couldn't do it. It would absolutely wreck any sort of social life because you'd be you'd be awake when everybody you want to hang out with is asleep, and vice versa.
Yeah. And how do you have, like, if you have a significant other, say you're married or something, do you guys just pass in the night? Do you just barely know each other anymore? Like, how does that work? You know,
Stephanie Inapets and Kyle, I don't know if it's still the case. Pretty sure it's still the case. He has an overnight job, and she just usually attunes her schedule to his and stays up while he's at work. Then he comes home, they go to sleep, and
okay,
and that sort of thing.
Well, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, if you had you had the choice to do that, I suppose. But like, if you've got somebody who's like, I don't know, a lawyer in the daytime and you're a nighttime technician guy,
yeah, you can't do it. Yeah, exactly. There's no overnight
hard.
lawyering.
Yeah, that seems really hard. Even when your weekends come up, like, how do you line up? It just seems hard. So, congrats to you, Corey. We hope it's going all right, and that everything in Indiana is nice and sterile. All right.
That's right. At least it is during the third shift.
Yeah, that's right. Also, a quick fun find I wanted to share with you. I had in the background while I was getting work done yesterday. I had some King of the Hill playing. In fact, you heard a little clip this morning.
You did, yeah.
I always capture a few things. Peggy. Damn it! Oh. Anyway, I found William H. Macy, Mr. Lundergaard era, non-credited appearance on the King of the Hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like a little uncredited cameo deal.
Yeah, and this would have been right around the time Fargo would have happened. So it would have been about 96, 97. And here is this. Now, the only reason I think this is him is because I think this is him. I didn't get confirmation. So, Brian, you can tell me if you think this is not him. But I'm pretty sure William H. Macy is this doctor guy talking about the infertility, his small urethra that Hank had to deal with before he had Bobby. So here's your clip.
Peggy, no, this is not your fault.
He's right, Mrs. Hill. There's no point in blaming yourself. It's Hank's fault.
What?
You were born with a narrow urethra, and years of chronic tension have only made it worse. I really don't think you'll ever have children.
But that's him, right? That's him.
God, it sure sounds like him. I mean, it sounds like William Macy still doing like a little bit of a voice, like
oh yeah, he's definitely
nasalizing his voice a little bit more. But my God, that sounds like
it's got to be
Macy.
him.
Did you Google and just see if he ever did like an uncredited cameo?
No, I never followed up. I should have, because I could probably. It's probably out there in public information at this
probably
point.
Out there
but
somewhere.
I watched for the credits of the episode, and it never said his name. So I thought, oh wow, that's weird. He still would have been, he was on ER then, had a regular gig. He was in charge
before he became Shameless.
Yeah, before all that stuff. Yeah, before the Shoveler.
Was it before he married the college admissions, the Real Housewives of Wisteria Lane lady?
Oh, I forgot he was all up in that. That's still they're married still, right?
Oh yeah. They're still married.
Did she go to jail? Can't remember how that turned out.
Oh, did she? I think she did.
I don't remember. Let's see. Yeah. Felicity Huffman, that's who it is.
Yeah.
She let's see, I can tell you real quick here.
Yeah.
Huffman arrested for her involvement in 2019 nationwide college entrance exam cheating scandal. Charged with conspiracy, committing fraud, honest services mail fraud.
11 days in jail.
Yeah.
In 2019.
There it is. $30,000 fine, 250 hours worth of community service, and then 11 days in jail. Yep, they're still together. He stuck with her. So
I think I could do 11 days in jail.
I think I could. It depends on the kind of jail,
Well, sure.
Like, is this like the
meat
grinder?
The Rock.
Yeah. Do I have to go?
Talking.
I have to go deal with what do they call them in Shawshank? Not the ladies. What were they? The sisters. Do I have to deal with the sisters in the basement? Like all that?
No, you don't have to. Not if you're only going for 11 days. No.
All right. As long as that's the case, I could probably make it. It'd be all right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I've ever done or gotten away with that would require 11 days in jail, and I don't have anything cool like that in my life.
I don't think so. No.
I don't know. I'm so boring. It's like the other day, I'm playing.
You're law abiding. I don't think that makes it boring. I think there's I'm so boring. I never committed vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, on Monday when I got done with the show with Carter, we had a live Discord running, and I forgot to turn it off, and so I'm just editing and editing and stuff, and I decide to finish. what's it called? Poor Things, because I hadn't finished it yet.
Oh, yeah.
I had
Okay.
like another
Oh.
half an hour or something.
So did you accidentally stream out a
Just audio from it. And then,
okay.
so
All right.
everybody's sending me like, messages, and I didn't see them yet saying, hey, you're still streaming. They're all panicking. And I was like, no, you guys don't need to panic. It's fine. This isn't. And then I realized, they might think I'm watching something weird because this is a weird movie with a lot of weird shit going on in it. Poor Things. And so I said, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll turn it off. But that's not even exciting. This is just a freaking Oscar movie I happen to be watching. It wasn't like I had any top secret bullshit, or I wasn't watching like horse porn or anything like that. It was just the rest of a movie. Anyway. Brian's frozen. Did we lose Brian? Oh, we lost everybody. What happened? No internet? Oh, that's not good. I think that was what that is.
Oh, yeah, it's coming over the mountains for us. Yeah, we're expecting 6 to 18 inches. That's the range they're giving us. By the way, Ixnay on the Unfessing K of Imingstray or pay Ingsday.
Why? What is that? Why?
Because they cut you off, man, right after you're in the middle of you talking about.
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe that's it. The conspiracy.
Warner Brothers snipped your cord right there.
Yeah, that was weird. It was like that was very sudden drop in that ISP. Just crashed. Hope that doesn't last all day.
You're like frozen. Like I'm looking at Zoom. You're like.
It's always when, and you were like that too. You had your glasses up on your forehead. Well, you still have them there,
do.
But you were going like this.
Oh, really? Like,
And I think I asked a question, and you just didn't move. You just went like this.
I
Yeah.
wonder how long we were sitting there.
That was good though, because
That's funny.
that's how that's supposed to work. I hit the little switch; it's supposed to flip over, and it did.
Yeah, there we go. Nice job with the dual ISP.
I don't like
life.
testing it. I don't like paying for it, but when I need it, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, we're back.
That's why we have the Luxor as a backup hotel for TMS Vegas, just in case anything goes wrong.
Oh yeah, of course. I like the Luxor, but last time I was there, it was kind of dirty. Was that?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on with that?
I've had good and bad Luxor. You know what? I'll say I had more good than bad at the Luxor. Luxor for a while was one of those not Excalibur level cheap,
Yeah.
but not Mandalay Bay expensive, right? And it's funny because it sits right between those two hotels on the strip. And so it's kind of like literally between those two hotels and price-wise between those two hotels.
Yeah.
And stayed there with my buddy Don one time for trivia championships that were out there. And that was when he and I had a lot of fun with Mitsula at this place called Treasures, I think it was, but that's a story for another time. That's a story for when we're drinking in the High Roller come April 28th or whenever it is.
I like the idea you can only tell that story if you're in an enclosed space where no one can leave.
and you will have to put your phones in a locked zipper bag, and I'll give them to you after because you cannot record this.
I like it.
But we got one of those rooms that's a corner on the incline, on the angled part of the hotel, the pyramid.
Yeah.
And right by and I would constantly go to look out the window and misjudge how sharp of an angle it was and always hit my head constantly. Like, oh, let me see what's going on at the Mandalay Bay. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Or I guess here's the way you do that with audio. Oh, let's see what's going on with the Mandalay Bay.
There you go.
With yeah, there we go. That's I can't do that.
You got too good of a cover on that thing. It doesn't make a nice
I
bonk.
do. It's way nice padding. Look at that.
Yeah,
I can
look at
tap
that.
on it. You can barely hear it.
It's not bad.
But it also had a bathtub in the room, like for sexy time, right? Which, of course, Don and I weren't going to be having any sexy time in the room. But if it's a room with 2 beds, why would you have a bathtub in there for sexy time? Who's saying, all right, well, I'm going there with another couple or
Yeah.
going there as a guy's trip, golfing trip. Hey, Bill, you mind if I strip down and take a bath right here next to your bed? Is that cool? You're all right with that?
That's a little weird. There's only 2 scenarios that work. You got two couples that are into the swinging, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
Live how you want to live. There's that option, or it's single couple who can't sleep because the other one's always kicking and taking covers and all that.
Split, right? They do different beds. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. We had one of these in St. George once, and it was nice because that thing was like your own personal freaking hot tub right there in the room.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
man.
if you're with your significant other, your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever, perfect kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, if you go out for the day to go gamble or whatever, maybe don't leave the water running in the tub because then it drips down into the people's room underneath you, i.e. me and Don's room.
Uh-huh.
We came back to find water coming down right above our bathtub. It's like, oh, son of a bitch.
And that sucks.
So we had to.
Yeah, I don't trust any of that. Anything that's on a higher floor and then you got a giant body of water on that floor, I don't trust it. And I realize that's what plumbing is, and plumbing's like, but it's all like connected and designed to be in sort of a chain. They're all in the same general location.
Exactly.
Like we can do that, but when you got like a big old body of water hanging out in the middle of the room and there are people below you, you're asking for trouble. And you're in a big fake pyramid. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
Well, we are gonna go to that big fake pyramid on the 30th.
We are, and that's a nice new thing they put in there. So
it is, and from all accounts, it is a blast.
Yeah,
so,
get your tickets now. Apparently, they're going.
Get your
quick.
tickets now. Yeah, that place apparently is doing really well and filling up. And Tanner reminded me during D&D the other night. Get your tickets, Brian. And so.
One final thing before we get to our game. Weird thing happened last night. So I subscribed to YouTube Premium, which is my favorite subscription service right now. And the reason that is A, it gets rid of all the commercials, but B, it just really enhances the service, and I get the YouTube music for free, and I get all this stuff. I really like it. It's actually great.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. Sometimes I'll search for a thing. Like last night I wanted just some nice brown noise. Not white noise, too high pitched for me. Pink noise, same problem. Brown noise, like a deeper, like a lower kind of kind of thing. And I did that because the wind was blowing really hard last night for this storm, and I just can't sleep when I hear that. So it's like, you know what? Let's get a little brown noise. So I find an 11-hour brown noise thing. There are tons of these. All right, you go to YouTube and search for them. Tons of these, 10 hours long, various sleep things. Sometimes it's ambient music, birds chirp, whatever you want. It's all there. Wow. You can get it, 10 hours of it. You just turn it on, play it. It'll play all night. Normally, not a problem because I don't have any commercials. I pay for premium. It's fine. It just runs. And all night, all I hear is or whatever.
Yeah, I'm playing some right now. I don't know if it's loud enough, but
I can kind of hear it, yeah. So here it's a little lower. It's like a deeper, kind of more.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
It's good.
It's almost like you're on an airplane.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, or being on the Enterprise or something. It's kind of got that vibe. Mm-hmm. There's also a 10-hour Enterprise thing, which I may try sometime. That's the only problem is they got that beep sound in there. like Enterprise D is way better, but it also has beeps. So I don't know. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this thing. It's brown noise, 10 hours long. 5 hours into it, basically I got punked. And I was going to go to my history, find this and play it. But somebody right in the center, 5 hours into this 10-hour run of brown noise, had a voice that goes like this. So I wake up to this in the middle of the night.
This is the holiest move ever. I can't wait to hear what.
Yeah, so all night it's just, and then there at the 5 hour mark, I hear, like that. Like the loudest, like wake you up scream you've ever heard.
Oh my God. All right, so note to people doing this, check the comments, because I'll bet if you look at the comments, there's probably like in all caps, don't use this video.
Yeah, or if they turn off comments, that's your sign that they're trying to avoid being caught. So couple of things to watch for there. If there are comments and nobody mentions it, you're safe. You're good. But that one, wow, it's pissed.
What a crappy thing to do.
I was so mad. And what's hilarious to me is all 5 front hours and everything past the scream, because I scrubbed ahead. Great, perfectly
totally fine. No, they only do it the once, and it's just
they just did it to piss. Just it's a troll move, and it worked.
It really is. Oh my God.
So anyway,
you almost think they should go to suchandsuch.com, enter in your credit card number.
Your social security number is. Repeat after me.
What is the name of your first pet?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, Stoic Squirrel. It wasn't even an ad. It was just some guy screaming. I don't have ads. I pay for premium, so there's no ads.
Yeah.
But it was really annoying, and I learned a lesson.
Better sleep app. I'm telling you right here. Better sleep app. Deep brown noise, green noise, white noise, pink noise, blue noise.
Oh. What the hell happened? Hold on. That was weird.
Just call me from recommendals.
Oh, I know why. I was in the wrong group.
You sent that link to
Yeah, being a dumbass. I was trying to add Dunaway, and I grabbed the wrong group and then hit the wrong button. Anyway.
So did you hear me? Yeah, did you hear all these different noise colors? There's tons in here. And
you got as far as pink, and then I didn't hear anything else after pink.
Pink, blue, gray, violet, layered brown noise, air conditioner, kitchen hood fan, brown noise, spaceship, Niagara Falls, and airplane.
Here's some brown noise. Oh man.
Oh, that's the brown note. I just pooped my pants.
That's not good at all. Well, that's good timing then. Join Brian Dunaway with us now as we do some Tadpooly Feud on a Wednesday. Hi, Brian. What are you doing? What's going on?
What's your favorite color of noise, Brian?
Yeah.
Nothing much, Yoda. Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, hi. Hi. Yeah, I was talking backwards. Why was I doing that? That doesn't make any sense.
My favorite color note has to be pink.
Oh, you like the pink? I don't like the pink noise. Pink noise.
It's too high pitched for me.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like I got tinnitus when I hear pink noise. And I know there are people who like it. Like, I'm not poo-pooing anybody, but like, here's an example of it. I'll play a bit. Oh, this isn't pink. What is this? Oh, that is pink. Oh, it's warm. It's warm pink noise, they say.
Oh, I like warm pink. Maybe that's what I think. Maybe that's probably what it's called.
Yeah, because
I almost fell asleep when you started playing that, like some kind of bird with a hood over his head.
Yeah. This is regular pink.
Yeah, that's too.
See, that's too much.
Oh,
I feel like
well, I'm warm
that's
pink.
Like waterfall pink noise.
Yeah, I don't like
that. Yeah,
that
that Better Sleep app has like all those noises, but then that's the one that also has the hello. You are listening to here.
How aggressive! What an aggressive app. Better sleep.
Yep.
Get off me, man.
Better sleep.
Now that you say it, oh my gosh, that is kind of what it's like, right? Oh,
a little bit.
Here, let's give you a little bit of this business. This is fun.
All right, what do you got?
No. Screw those birds and goats. What is that?
Sheep on this one. The guy's about to talk. We're about to hear from the shepherd.
Hello, friend. Warm greetings. Have you come a long way to get here today?
You sleep to this?
What?
I do. I fall asleep within the first few seconds to that.
Jesus.
Like it's this guy in the Highlands who's
a shepherd in a previous life or something.
He's a shepherd, and this one he says, "Well, I have lots of sheep. Let's count them. One,
that is
2,
great." So
3.
he goes to elementary school sleep techniques. I got you.
Just counts sheep, and that put me right to sleep last night. It was so like it zonked right out. It worked perfectly.
That's hilarious to me. That
Maybe
you just
you're reincarnated
Yeah.
from a sheep.
You never know. Well, let's find out who's on the line with us. Hey, Katrina, welcome back to the show. You were the third caller. How are you?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, speaking of Vegas,
Yeah.
Katie Talmo, who we're excited to see in Vegas in about a month and a half. Yay!
Are you going to be there? You're going to be there, right? You're not going to be out of town or anything weird, right?
No, I should be there.
Awesome.
Are you going to stay in Pahrump, or are you going to come stay at the plaza with us?
I'm not sure yet. Probably gonna still stay in Pahrump though.
Look,
cheaper.
It's also
it's
such
my
a great name.
20th anniversary this year, so we're planning a trip somewhere. So we don't want to use up our time in Vegas, since
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you at all. Congratulations, though. 20's a big deal. Well, it's good to have you here. You're going to participate today with our little game. Brian, do you want to explain what it is and what Katie might win and all that?
I mean, do I want to? No, but I will do it anyway. It's time to play the Tadpooly Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics. Scott and Brian have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Katie, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. If your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Origami 2 and OTXO from Steam. 2 awesome
Origami
games.
is awesome.
Yeah,
Is it really?
Origami's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool game.
That's the little it's a
think
little
you'd like
first person ninja thing, right?
Is it
Be more stealthy.
First person is it? Oh yeah. No, it is. You're right.
Third person.
It's
right?
third person. Yeah, you're little.
Person,
You see your guy running around. It's very good. Very good little stealth
cool.
game. Yeah.
Very cool. And then OTXO, which I don't know anything about.
I don't know what Octo is.
But big thanks to Wesley for submitting these.
Thanks, Wesley.
But to win them, you need to play. To play, we need a topic, and to have a topic, we need to put your hands on your buzzers and give us your best answer to this. We asked 457 tadpoolers, what is the worst Nick Cage movie? Brian.
9mm, 8mm. Wait, it's 8mm.
How many? Give me a final answer, Brian. How many millimeters? How many millimeters?
Gonna take it to 8mm, baby.
All right. Show me 8mm. Number 8 on the board. 7 answers will beat it. Scott.
Vampire's Kiss.
Show me Vampire's Kiss.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Number 5.
Look at that.
I mean, Scott has control of the board. He also gets Katie as a partner to help him.
What's the score now, Ibbot? What's
the score is currently 5 to 8. Scott Johnson with 5. Right. Scott and Katie with 5. Brian with 8.
All right. I like our chances, Katie. There's a lot of bad Nick Cage
I will
movies.
say that if there were any sequels in the top or in the bottom, like in the list that did make it onto the board, I did combine them. So
okay. All right. If there are any. I like how you said that.
If there are any in the top 10, they'd be combined, but I did combine ones in the... It's a huge list. I'm kind of amazed at how...
there's so many movies, and it's so
there
subjective.
Really are. Like
It's
60 Nicolas Cage movies that people came up with.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out if you break them down, he's got ones that people like less than the ones they like a lot. Like he's got some great movies, and then he's got a lot of shit.
And then he's got some not so great movies.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. Hey,
thanks for explaining that.
Yeah. Cage explaining. Katie, how do you feel about Wicker Man on there?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, feels like a number one probably.
Out of that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Show
me the bees. No, not the bees.
Yeah.
Number 1 answer on the board.
Good.
6 for Scott Johnson now.
All right, Katie.
Brian's 8.
What else? What else jumps to your mind for Nick Cage bad films? There's so many. It's just hard to parse.
It is, because it's so subjective too.
Yeah. Like I know people who loved that thing where it's the animatronic robot deal. I forgot the name of it.
I love that one.
The Wonderland one.
Wonderworld or whatever.
People like that. Some people like that. Some people really hate it. So it's like, I don't know.
Who? Point them out.
Me?
I want to see who.
I'm pointing at myself.
You?
Just you, right?
I do not like that. I thought that movie was
I
bad.
do not like that movie either. I do want the pinball machine, but I do not like that movie.
Yeah, that movie's not good. Oh gosh, let's think here. How about we say... Oh my gosh, there's so many.
How do you choose? And more importantly, how do you know how do you choose what the
just
the
reach in there? Yeah, just reach in there and pick a stinker. Come on.
How about Ghost Rider? How you feel about that?
Oh man, that hurts.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't think that's there?
You know, it probably is. I just don't know if it's in the top 10.
Oh, I would. I don't know if I would, but I'm trying to, I'm thinking like a tadpooler here. It feels like one they would grab onto because it would come to their, it would come to mind.
All right, well, let's try.
Let's do it. One or both, as you said, you've combined them. Ghost Riders. Let's get them in there.
Okay. Show me a Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Number 2. Answer on the board.
Wow.
Tying things up at 8 points each.
Okay.
I'll just say you're wrong. But go ahead.
You like all his bad movies.
Listen, you know what? It's still better than Madam Web. Both of them, either one, better than Madam Web.
It's kind of a new...
I'm telling you, part 2 is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider was in the Amazon with my mom when she was killed by that guy who's studying the spiders in the Amazon when she died. I can't remember. I don't know the line. But I love the fact that even made it into the Oscars.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Season of the Witch? We also film sacked that, if I remember right. How do you feel?
No, we didn't. We talked about
Didn't
it. Didn't
we? I thought we did. We didn't do Season of the Witch. Could have sworn we did, or did I? Maybe I watched it and regretted it.
Why am I helping you?
I don't know. Yeah, why are you helping me, Katie? What do you think? Season of the Witch. What do you think?
Sure.
All right, 2010, I think 2012, 11, 10, something in there.
Whatever.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Season of the Witch.
All right. Show me Season of the Witch.
Ooh,
Number
points.
7.
Good one.
Taking your score up to 15 points.
Nice. How much do I have?
Brian has 8.
Checking.
Continues to have 8.
Checking.
Oddly enough, 8mm points is what you have.
Oh,
You have
thank you.
8mm
Oh.
points.
Look at that.
Katie, got any popping for you?
What about the Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Wait a minute. Was that him though?
Was he in? I was gonna say, was that even him?
Yeah,
I was
he
trying
was
to
the
remember.
sorcerer.
That was
No,
Mickey
you're-
Mouse. What are you talking about?
No. You're thinking of You're thinking Jeff Bridges was the.
No,
What?
it was Nick Cage.
Was it?
I believe you. I believe you.
I can't think of it. All right, put it in there. Let's do it. Sorcerer's Apprentice.
All right. Show me the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh.
It is a Nick Cage film. 17 on the list.
What
as
am
far
I
as
thinking
worst
of?
Films.
What's that one I'm thinking of with?
So people liked Sorcerer's Apprentice more than they liked 8mm.
What was
I
the?
can't remember
what was
that
the
one
Jeff?
at all.
What was
I'm
the
trying to
Jeff?
think
What
of
was
that
the
one. I
Jeff
can't
Bridges
remember it
movie
all.
where he played like a? He was like a Gandalf-like guy. Anyone remember what that was?
Tron?
The
No.
Big Lebowski.
No, it was like it was a fantasy movie. Did a really weird voice. We saw it on Film
Man,
Sack.
it really held the Shire together, man.
We saw it on Film Sack and we really disliked it. And I cannot remember the name of it. All right, well, whatever. That's not important here. Brian, your turn. You can do it.
4 or 5 answers still on the board to choose from.
So
Plenty
many
of
to
points be
choose
had.
from, but
Plenty
I
of points
gotta
to be
say, do people remember? See, some of the bad ones are almost forgettable, and that's the ones I don't like the most. They're so forgettable. I'm gonna go. Darn it with Snake Eyes.
Wow.
Snake Eyes.
That's a De Palma movie, I think.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a string of Cage movies that I was like, I don't know, not my favorite.
All right.
And that was one of them.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Show me Snake Eyes.
Oh, I rolled some Snake Eyes.
Amazingly, not even on the list, and it should be because that is. Oh, I'm sorry. I take it back. Number 16. There it is, right there.
Okay.
So it did.
Good.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
was looking too low in the list. Apparently, it was closer to the top 10.
Yeah, okay. Keep going. You're good. You're doing good, Brian.
Oh, thanks, man. So I got an X, and I get to keep going.
Yeah, you get to keep going. You get to keep going.
No, you
now.
don't
Keep
get to
going,
keep
even
going.
though I
No,
yeah, I don't
Scott,
get to keep going.
Katie, you
Oh, I
guys
thought-
get to. Get to give an answer now.
I thought he was still talking. Let's do. Do you want to?
What about the lottery movie?
Which one? The
Oh yeah, the
lottery
What
movie.
could happen to you?
Oh, I don't think I've seen
happened
it.
to you. That's what it was.
I never saw it. Is it? It's probably
We talking
terrible.
about cop gives waitress $1 million tip.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I always
right.
call that Waitress, even though I know it's not Waitress.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it
No,
happened
that's a
to
much
you.
better
Yeah.
film, Waitress, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Show me It Could Happen to You, like all movies.
It could happen to you.
That was a long pause between when I hit that button and finally buzzed.
Long pause.
That one, did that one even make the list? Let's see here. No. Nope, not
Not
even
on
in
there?
the list.
Damn.
Amazingly. Yeah.
All right. I didn't know it was even a Nick Cage movie. I'd heard of it, but
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dunaway, what do you got, man?
I have another one, but I thought it was pretty good, but I can't remember how people felt about it. But we did it on Film Sack,
Yeah.
and it wasn't that long ago. Was it last year?
Oh.
Lord of War.
Oh, that's a good movie though.
Yeah. Is it?
It's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, but
Well,
you're
the
you're
Tadpole think it's good.
Yeah,
is
that's the question.
Critically, it was one of his probably a little better, but did we really like it?
I mean, that's the
Was it
question.
cagey?
That's the
Was
question.
it cagey enough for us?
I don't know. Could he eat a peach for hours? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
Okay,
I'm locking
all right.
in. Final answer.
Show me Lord of War.
Oh, come on.
Oh, your second strike. Lord of War on the list, but low. It is tied for
That's what I get for trying to guess.
41st place.
That's what I get for trying to guess what the tadpole likes or doesn't like.
Score still hanging at 15 for Scott and Katie to 8.
I'm going to guess the Left Behind one, the Rapture one.
Oh,
Left Behind.
yeah.
Sure. Oh, no.
That reminds me,
How
there's
did I
another one,
get
too.
left behind?
Yeah.
Show me Left Behind.
There we go.
It's way up there.
Excellent.
Yeah,
4
I
more
should have thought
points.
of that one.
Number 4, giving you guys 19.
Okay. Oh,
I hope The Rock is on there just to piss Scott off. I know it's not, but I really hope it was.
Yeah.
One of the worst ones I saw was this movie called Rage, but I don't know if anyone saw it because it was like a very. It may have even been straight to streaming, straight to video thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Like, you don't know whether, because it's tadpole. Like the general population probably would have a different list, but because the tadpole knows deeper cuts of these Nick Cage movies, you don't know which way to go.
Yeah. Is that the one where he's is that the driving one where he's pissed off all the time driving? What am I thinking of?
Is it Driven?
Wasn't there an angry movie where Nicolas Cage drives the whole time called something?
Is that not Rage? It's what is it? Is there is another one? I thought that was Rage. It's not Rage. What is it? Oh, Drive Angry.
Drive Angry. That's it. Drive Angry.
Oh man, those are two movies. I thought those were the same movie. I don't know why I thought that. I've seen Rage, and I thought it was also kind of a road rage thing. Maybe I mixed the two up. I don't know. Katie, what do you like? What do you want?
I don't know. Everything I suggested so far hasn't been on there.
Oh man. Now that I know there's two of those, Drive Angry and Rage. Let's do Drive Angry. I don't know. I think that's the one I saw. It was more about a car thing or something.
All right.
Let's do that.
You guys are hanging on your third strike here. Show me Drive Angry.
Oh!
No, Drive Angry. Not in the top 10. Number 18, by the way. You guys found 16, 17, and 18. Too bad I can't give you points for those.
Nice.
But no, still 4 answers left on the board. Brian, you're trailing by 11 points. So,
all I need is one bad answer. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you'd need 2 to have a chance of.
So even if I got the number 10 place, I would still need 2?
Yeah, because you're trailing by 11 points.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's how math works.
Don't yell at me about the math. Okay. I'm just asking a question.
You get the number 10 answer, you'll be trailing by 1 point.
1 point. 1 point. All right.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's see. We got Wicker Man, Ghost Rider, Left Behind, Vampire's Kiss, Season of the Witch. I'm not seeing none of his really old, weird shit up there. Like, the Vampire's Kiss. Okay. Everybody loves Face Off. I don't have to worry about yelling out things now because they can't win. They can't steal it.
They don't have the chat room doesn't have any strikes. So
the chat room. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you can look at them if you want to.
I see Scott is in there too, doing some. Okay.
Well, it's because I got 3 strikes. Anyway. I got nothing left.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm all out.
Yeah. Wonderland should be there. Okay. Yeah. That's not a bad idea, and that would add insult to injury because y'all thought about going with it, but you didn't. So that's a double whammy. Yeah, I'm going with that Five Nights at Freddy's Wonderland crap.
All right. Show me Five Nights at Willie's. I like that pinball machine a lot.
Oh.
Number 9. And the gap closes up. Now, guess what? You still are trailing by 2, Brian.
Yeah.
2
So
points.
I still need another one. That's what you're saying?
Any one of these answers will give it to you. And then it's up to you to fill out the board so that Katie still gets the prizes.
Right.
For people at home, we are currently sitting at 19 to 17. That's where we're at.
Right. And I have 17 and Scott has 19 is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can either clear the board. You either win here or you clear the board. And if you clear the board, Katie wins. So it's up
I
to
don't
you.
see anybody who's mentioned it yet, but I really didn't like that Knowing movie. I almost thought that was the same as Left Behind, but with more aliens.
I never saw that. I don't even know what that is. No idea.
Yeah.
Knowing? Oh, that's bad because people don't. Okay, so you didn't know that one. So good. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Renfeld, but that was good. Everybody liked Renfeld, right? All right. So how about that weird? Oh my God, there's only 3 spots. How about that weird No one heard about Mom and Dad. If I said Mom and Dad right now, is any of y'all seen Mom and Dad?
No, no.
I haven't seen my mom and dad in a long time. Actually, I saw my mom when I picked her up from the airport.
Yeah,
but it's been a while for Dad. It's Christmas.
I like that one. Fine. Then we'll just go with. Oh, come on, chat room. Do better. Do better. Oh, Bangkok Dangerous.
Bangkok Dangerous? Oh my gosh, that movie sucks.
Yeah.
That movie's so bad, the title is even bad.
Yeah, that movie's really bad. Oh my gosh, that's a bad movie.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to. Oh, but then if I do, okay, yeah, Bangkok Dangerous. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's roll the dice.
Show me
Come on, chat room.
Bangkok Dangerous for all the points.
Oh! You lose.
We all turned into Ford Lane.
We all turned into exactly 5 Andrew Dice claims right here. All right. Well, congratulations, Katie. You win the prizes. Let's see what's left here on the board. Number 3. Scott said, "No way is it on here."
Face Off.
Oh,
I knew I should have
come
listened
on.
to Scott.
How are people? What? That movie's great. You guys are
It is
insane.
great.
I
It is
love
great.
that movie.
Off.
Number 6, not even mentioned. I don't even know if the chat room mentioned it, but number 6, another combo sequel and its original movie, National Treasure 1 and 2.
I wasn't sure. It was so popular. I didn't think anyone would.
Yeah.
I know. Again, I think, you think of the tadpole and they're like, oh, yeah, which movies do I know? I know National Treasure. That wasn't very good, so I'll put that.
It's like how we have our how we do our political process. Oh, I know that name.
Right, exactly. And finally, number 10. Come on, this is slow.
On
slow
air?
On air.
I would have not picked these in the
I
top
know.
10.
I think that's somebody be trolly.
Yeah,
Con Air is one of my
Air.
favorite Nick Cage movies.
Man, that movie
Let's talk
rocks.
about what didn't make the list. A lot of people said The Flash because he appears as Superman in there for
hilarious.
a split second.
Yeah, at the
Gone
very
in
end,
60
little time bowls.
seconds. Knowing.
Really?
Then I also have, I separated out because I knew the tadpole would do this. 12 people said all of them are the worst Nick Cage movies.
Rude.
But
Rude.
More than twice that amount said no such thing. There is not a bad Nicolas Cage movie. 26 people said no such thing as a bad Nicolas Cage movie.
Wow, that's a bold statement as well. Goodness.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't agree with either of those really. Peggy Sue Got Married, Deadfall, Family Man, Jiu-Jitsu, which apparently has nothing to do with Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good with Tay Leone. Family Man, right?
Jiu-Jitsu, I heard, was really bad. People there's actually like hate on that movie.
I don't know what that is.
Here's one that I absolutely disagree with. Kick-Ass.
Oh, Kick-Ass is great.
Raising Arizona definitely doesn't belong on the list.
No.
There's your Bangkok Dangerous at number 25. City of Angels, Firebirds, Grand Isle, Renfield, Valley Girl, Bringing Out the Dead, Captain Corelli's Mandolin, Color Out of Space, Honeymoon in Vegas, Mandy, number 35, Moonstruck, you people, Outcast, The Humanity Bureau, The Old Way, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Adaptation, and then we get into ones that one person submitted, each of these. Amos and Andrew, Army of One, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, that's one title, Birdie, Bone Rider, Earth Girls Are Easy, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you monsters, G-Force Grindhouse, Leaving Las Vegas, again, wrong, Licking Glass, Lord of the Springs, Lord of War, Matchstick Men,
I like
Mom
how
and Dad.
You said G-Force Grindhouse as if it was the same movie.
It's like one word, one movie. G-Force Grindhouse.
I like that.
Pig, Space Ass. I don't know what Space Ass is. Is there really a Nick Cage movie called Space Ass?
It's as good as any other title.
The Apprentice. Oh, they probably meant Sorcerer's Apprentice. The Boy in Blue, The Frozen Ground, The Rock, The Weatherman.
Don't you talk about The Rock that way, any of you. That movie
Trapped in
rules.
And Wind Talkers.
Okay, Wind Talkers is all right.
I just did a search for Space Ass and Nicolas Cage, and I came up with Color Out of Space, and this looks awesome.
Really? Color Out of Space?
Color
It
Out
is
of
probably
Space.
terrible.
It's
A
of course
secluded
it
farm
is.
is struck by a strange meteorite, which has apocalyptic consequences for the family living there and possibly.
Let's see, 2019
Wow.
came out.
2019?
What is he doing?
This has to be, I think.
From H.P. Lovecraft? Yes.
This needs to be in the film sack list.
I don't think H.P. Lovecraft had very much to do with this. Probably the original idea. Tommy Chong's in it. Idea. I'll give him that. I like Tommy Chong.
Tuck star Jolie Richardson.
Yeah.
And Tommy, as you mentioned, Tommy Chong or Chommy Tong.
Chommy Tong. Yeah.
Chommy Tong. Yeah. And then a lot of credits to Shebanga playing Comet the Horse, Leia playing Sam the Dog, Afro playing Sam the Dog, Lucifer playing G-Spot the Cat.
G-Spot the Cat, no.
G-Spot the Cat.
This looks bad. This looks real bad. Although the reviews on 9DB aren't that bad. 6.2 out of 10. It's not bad.
Not bad.
56,000 reviews.
Farmstead in rural New England to escape the hustle of the 21st century. They're busy adapting to their new life when a meteorite crashes into their front yard. The mysterious aerolite seems to melt into the earth, infecting both the land and the properties of space-time with a strange, otherworldly color. To their horror, the Gardner family discovered this alien force is gradually mutating every life form that it touches, including them.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Isn't that everybody's dream? A meteorite lands in their front yard, get to go out and look at it, poke it with a stick.
Truly.
I think this maybe needs to be on the list.
Yeah. Was G-Force the one with the gerbils or the guinea pigs or whatever it was?
Oh, the animated thing. Yeah, I think it was. Now that you say that.
Yeah, not the proper
that gerbil thing.
Yeah.
Gerbil.
Gerbil.
Gerbil. It was part of the gerbil. Yeah.
It was Herman Goebbels.
Well, all right. These are all bad, and I enjoyed this. Mainly, I liked it because Katie won, and I like it when Katie wins.
No fussy frizzy.
Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Where is it?
Congratulations.
There it is. You win, Katie. How does it feel to win?
It feels awesome. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah, winner.
We're going to get these codes to you right away. Brian will take care of it. It's always nice to hear you. We'll see you in a month or two. And may your all your Vegas time be white. I don't know what that means. Bye. Dunaway. Hey, Dunaway, check it out. This is good news. We got not only do we have a Play Retro on Friday, okay, 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Afterwards, we have Unreal 2004 Assault Map Good Times lined up.
Yes, and Amy has set us up an Assault Team sign-up page.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to be a part of that,
sign up.
You can sign up. You can go to the Frog Pants Discord server, or you can go to retrogib.com, and I'll put some information up about the UT Assault Team. Thank you for Amy for setting it up for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a really fun mode and deserves to be played again. So if y'all want in, we're going to team up and go hard. So that's Friday.
Yeah.
Watch for that.
Go hard, go home.
That's
After we do our Play Retro, which is this week, is going to be a nod to the Chrono Trigger.
That's right.
And
Chrono Trigger turning us. No, it didn't turn a certain age. We're just going to do some. The reason we wanted to stick it in is we lost a very, very influential artist, Akira Toriyama. Toriyama. Who is responsible for things like Dragon Ball Z, and of course the game we just mentioned, and also the Dragon Quest games. We're all kind of had his stamp on them. And Dragon Quest 11 is an amazing game. People should play that if they want to celebrate that dude's work, because it's really, really something. Anyway, we're going to talk about that game, a huge game for a lot of people, and we'll see how it holds up on Friday, 1:30 Mountain Time, for the live show over at frogpants.tv, or get the podcast wherever you get it at Play Retro. That's going to do it. Hey, Brian, kiss our butts.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, he didn't get his no you in here.
He did not.
All right. Let us move on from Nicolas Cage and that fun time to a break. When we come back from this break, we will talk to Tom Merritt. We're going to do all the tech you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this morning. So looking forward to that. Let's play a song first, though. What do you got?
Yeah, this is some light fun. You know, I like my indie pop, especially stuff that comes from Brisbane, Australia. I don't know if I particularly go for that stuff, but I do like this. This is a brand new single from Asha Jeffries, Australia-based indie pop riser. It's a brand new song called Stranger, premiered today on Under the Radar, and it's the first single to release ahead of her debut album, which is called Ego Ride, which comes out April 12th. Check it out right now. Here is Stranger by Asha Jeffries.
I have taken 5 milligrams of heroin through the toes for pain, amphetamines for energy, and cocaine, because I am partial to cocaine.
What the H are you doing?
We've returned. Who was that again?
That is Asha Jeffries from her upcoming album Ego Ride. That is Stranger, brand new single from Asha Jeffries.
Excellent. Tom Merritt coming. We're going to have some Tom time. Everybody needs a little Tom time in their life.
We want Tom.
So we're going to do it. It's Tom Merritt, everybody. He is the man with a plan when it comes to technology reporting. And in fact, he's preparing even as we speak for the Daily Tech News Show today. Tom Merritt, welcome back. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. The only thing that separates me from Teddy Roosevelt is Panama.
Oh, my. Well,
man, plan.
Yeah.
A palindrome, Panama.
Very nice. It's nice to see you. You look like you just ran a mile because you're wearing a cool hoodie and all that. I like it. I like it. It's a good look. Tom Merritt, what's...
Yeah, if I ran a mile.
What is going on in the world? I mean, I try to keep up, and thankfully you're around, so I don't have to so hard. You can do it.
That's right. That's my job. I enjoy it. TikTok is not banned. Let's just make sure that everybody knows that. The breaking news this morning is that the U.S. House of Representatives has in fact passed its version of a bill that would order any foreign adversary controlled platform in the United States to be sold within 5 months of notification, in this case, passage of the bill, or be prohibited from being distributed by either app stores or web hosts. Now, usually with these sorts of things, they go through a lot of verbal gymnastics to try to define foreign adversary controlled apps to include ByteDance. I gotta hand it to the House. This time they defined foreign adversary controlled platforms as TikTok.
Oh,
like it's in the bill. It's like ByteDance platforms like TikTok and anything else that meets this definition. And then they have a B paragraph that says, and also anything else the president decides. And there's some rules about if the president wants to declare an app foreign adversary controlled, he has to publish it, notify Congress, and all this stuff. It's kind of a scary bill in that respect because it would give any president, not just the current president, but any president, a little power to ban anything by someone not in the United States. But yeah, it's specifically, like very specifically targeted at TikTok. And you don't need to worry about it yet. My guess is this thing dies in the Senate. The United States Senate has to also pass this bill for it to get sent to the president. The president has indicated he'll sign it. So if the Senate were to pass it, it would probably become law. But there is very little chance that it's going to make progress in the Senate anytime soon. Most senators have either expressed some kind of ambivalence toward it, like, well, we'll take a look at it on constitutional grounds, or in Senator Rand Paul's case, he's flat out objected to it.
Right.
So it's going to have a long hill to climb. One thing that I've noticed is there's no companion version. Usually if a bill has a lot of momentum, there's a companion version already being worked up in the Senate so that they can pass their own version and then reconcile it with the House. That's the way these things usually go. There's no companion version at this point. Not that there won't be, but that means it doesn't have the momentum there. So that's the immediate thing to know is this thing is not going to become law anytime soon. That could change if some big revelation comes out about, we found code in TikTok that sends all your data directly to the Communist Party headquarters in Beijing or something like that, then sure, this could build momentum really fast. But even if it does pass at some point, ByteDance won a case in court in Montana on a similar law in Montana, and it has a very good case to say this is unconstitutional. It would likely be able to get an injunction to stop it from being enforced until the courts would rule on it. It's not foregone conclusion that the courts would find the law constitutional, so it would have a good chance of being overturned. So at this point, I put the chances of you not being able to download a new version of TikTok at maybe like 3%. Those chances could go up, but it's pretty small. And even if everything that I say is wrong and it passes and the courts uphold it, it doesn't take it off your phone. It just says you can't distribute it anymore. So it means you wouldn't be able to get updates, or you wouldn't be able to download a new version of it without a VPN.
Yeah.
VPN,
but if you've already got it, it stays on. And
yeah, if you've already got it, it stays on. And if you want to get updates, you just pretend you're in Europe.
Yeah, that's true. Also, it's not like we're the first country to consider this sort of stuff. We joined a bunch of them.
In fact, banned distribution of TikTok, so that's already happened there.
Yeah, and some other countries have limited stuff, like European Parliament can't have it on their phones, or in Britain, let's see.
I sometimes feel like that gets exaggerated. It's sort of like you can't have it on your work phone,
right?
but a parliamentarian and people in the United States in military stuff, they can have it on their personal phones in some cases. Some cases they can't, but yeah.
Sure. Well, it's interesting. Let me ask you this. So there was some talk about former Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick possibly being interested in buying the thing. That kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't know if there's really all that much to it. But let's just say that that's the case. That he has a high interest in doing it, and he has the money to do it. What does that do? Does that make it suddenly null and void? It means, oh, well, now a guy in the U.S. owns it, so it's okay. We can have it all we want. Is that what that means?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a good metaphor here. Like, let's say there's a chance the court would order you to sell your car in a divorce settlement, and your neighbor calls you and it's like, hey, I'll buy your car. You might go, why don't you wait until the court forces me to sell it? I like my car. I'm not going anywhere with it. That seems to be the case here. This report is based on a dinner at the Allen & Company conference last week, where Bobby Kotick said, you know what, I'm going to put together a group and make an offer on this just in case. He's like, I contacted ByteDance to tell him I'm interested. So he's got a lot of money and he has a lot of contacts, and he could put together a group so that ByteDance knows there's somebody that would buy it if they want to sell it. Chances are, even if it gets to that point, the government of China has expressed opposition in the past to the idea of ByteDance being forced to sell TikTok. I assume they would again. So I again find it a very low chance that ByteDance does sell TikTok, even if all of this stuff happens, even if the law is passed and all of that. But sure, Kotick is probably not the only one, if it were to become reality, who'd be interested in buying it.
All this over TikTok, man. Crazy.
Yeah. My personal opinion is this is a misplaced priority. I don't believe that TikTok is pure. I don't believe that there is that it would be impossible for China's Communist Party to somehow access U.S. user data through TikTok. It would be very difficult. A lot of people don't realize that TikTok already has outsourced its algorithm and U.S. data to an independent company called USDS, which operates on Oracle servers and is owned by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. They're on the board. It's a separate company. If you've ever wondered why the TikTok algorithm acts weird, a lot of times it's because the separate company has to replicate everything ByteDance does. There are stories that were put out in January that, some of that information was shared with ByteDance employees in China, but it would be very difficult. It would be much more difficult for China to get information on you through TikTok than it would be to just go to a data broker and buy it.
Yeah.
There's more information about you available on the open market, just thanks to the way internet and advertising works, than there would be through going through TikTok. So I don't think that this is particularly where all these efforts should be focused. And TikTok is also not the only Chinese company that is out there. There's so many video games you play, mobile games you play. Lenovo makes laptops that you use, and they have a headquarters in China. Yeah. It just feels like people are emotionally reacting to TikTok.
Yeah, misplaced priority is a great term for it. I think that's absolutely how I feel about it. It feels really stupid and kind of a...
There's maybe some other things that could be focused on, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a circus. Well, we'll see how it goes. And, of course, Tom and the Daily Tech News Show will bring that information to you. Tom, I know you got a new book brewing. It's very exciting stuff. Tell people more about it so they can go and support it and be there.
Yeah, I've probably told, I've come to you before, Bernie Sanders on this show and asked you for your support on a book. But a lot of times it's a fiction book. It's a novel, and this time it's not. Will Harris, who you may know, is the CEO of a company called Unbound. They do a version of crowdfunding for book publishing. So they get folks to support a book and pre-order, and then we publish the book later. And if you are one of the people who supports it and pre-orders it, there's some perks that you get. There's some fun inclusions and signed copies and things like that. So this is something I'm really excited about because I'm writing about technology. The kind of information you heard me just give you, the kind of information that I do on Know a Little More and Daily Tech News Show in book form so that you can understand technology easily. It's called Synced, Understand Technology and Make It Work for You. And if you haven't already, I know a lot of you have, and I thank you for that. If you haven't already pre-ordered, the pre-orders are open. Go check it out. You can get to it easily at tomsnewbook.com.
That's right. There's also a direct link if you want to go to unbound.com/book/synced. That'll also get you there. Very excited, dude. I think that's awesome. Plenty of fiction out there from Tom Merritt. Now we get some real, some real hardcore non-fiction tech.
Yeah. Stop lying and start telling.
That's right. Be here on the ground floor. Tom Merritt, everybody, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you later for the TMS. Bye now.
Thanks, y'all.
Nice. See you, Tom.
Oh, that weird thing going again.
Yeah, I did some testing actually while he was on. I muted both of you guys.
Yeah.
Or lowered both of your volumes, and the hiss was still there. Like I could not tie that hiss to. Yeah, I don't know.
What the frick is that? Because we don't have it with any.
I saw green outlines around both of you, and like, well, that's weird. So I muted you first. I was like, nope, still hear it. Brought you back up. Took Tom down. Nope, still hear it. And
you still heard it. Well, maybe you'd hear it with me because it'll come back from me. I don't know, but it's the only person I ever have this with.
I know, yeah. Like we have Randy and Nicole coming up. We had Brian and Katie on earlier, and it's weird that it doesn't come up with anybody else.
That's never happened with
also
anybody.
That I can't isolate it.
Yeah, it's just strange. That's a very odd thing. If anyone knows what that is. Yeah, I was hearing
that little echo thing too with I guess I never muted both of you at the same time. I always muted just one of you at a time. I didn't want to miss somebody saying, well, what do you think, Brian?
Hey, Brian, Brian, we need to hear what you have to say, and then you go silent. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're testing. We're in tech support.
As you said, time for recommendals. And let's get these two chuckleheads in here. Let's get them going. Let's see here. We got them ringing up, and we'll play a little intro.
Well, what do you recommend?
That soothing music means it's time for recommendals. We talk about stuff we've seen on streaming services, sometimes old, sometimes new. Doesn't matter. Stuff we want to recommend. And we talk to you about all of that. Let's do that now. Let's start with Randy Jordan, who joins us. Hi, Randy.
Good morning stream. Today I'm going very old, and I'm excited.
Ooh.
Because it's the Oscars week. It was really fun.
It is.
Did you watch it, Brian?
I watched chunks. Brian watched it like a hawk. You guys are into it, man. You and Brian are into the Oscars. Yeah.
I just say that like it's a bad thing.
I don't mean it as a bad thing at all. I don't mean
into it. You watched it like a hawk.
No negativity meant at all. I think it's great. Okay. I'm glad. Right. In fact, I'm glad you guys did, because then I get your perspectives, and I didn't have to.
We watch the Oscars, so you don't have to. Is basically what our new podcast.
But you should have, because my gosh, Ryan Gosling's performance was incredible.
I saw part of that. I saw part of that song. It was all right. It was good. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's like anything. If they get up, they do their stuff, they go home. It's fine. I like finding out what's good and then watching those movies over the year. You're gonna hear me this year come back and go, "Oh, you guys have finally saw Holdovers. Holdovers is awesome."
Why didn't you tell me Past Lives was so good?
Yeah,
yeah. At this point, you should save Holdovers until December.
Okay,
it's going to be a new Christmas movie for you.
Yeah. I keep hearing that. True. Well, I guess it was all set at Christmas, right? Or over the Christmas holiday or something?
Over the Christmas break, yeah.
Nicole not answering. I don't know why, but we'll get started, and then she'll hopefully ring in. She's online, but I don't know why she's not answering. Anyway, let's start with Brian, because we always do start with Brian. He's got a clip here. You want to tell us what we got?
Absolutely. I'm going old, but not quite as old. I'm going a little over 10 years old for a British television series 6 seasons on this thing, if I remember correctly. And it's very, very good. I decided let's give you a very crucial, dramatic moment in the show.
Okay, let's do it right here, right now.
They are 2 feet apart in a confined space. Frankly, for you, this is a forensic ground zero.
Don't do that.
You had 4, 5 people killed and me framed. I expect you had Danny Waldron killed too. And never a single speck of blood on your hands. You want to shoot me? You go ahead. If it sends you to prison, that is my job done.
Do not send that message.
You're just a go-between. You're a weasel. Other people do your dirty work for you.
Well, whatever it is, it sounds intense.
It's pretty dang intense. You were hearing right there Craig Parkinson as Matthew Colton, or Dot, and Lindsay Denton, played by who is she? Why am I not seeing it here? Here we go, Keely Hawes. You know Craig Parkinson from the BBC TV show Misfits, Whitechapel.
Yes,
I love Misfits. Yeah,
he's really good. This is a British series called Line of Duty, and it's I wish it had a more exciting name, because Line of Duty just is like, oh, Line of Duty, yeah, great. Haven't there been 14 ABC shows called Line of Duty? It sure feels like it. Sure. This is a police procedural TV series that is every bit as dramatic as like ER. Like, it reminds me so much of ER in its heyday, and each season focuses on a crime that usually takes place in the first episode and the fallout that comes from that crime as the AC-12 unit. Oh, I'm getting that wrong. AC-12 unit. I'm trying to remember what AC-12 stands for. Anti-corruption unit. So it's kind of like internal affairs at for the British Police Department. The first season focuses on crime involving Lenny James, or Tony Gates, but Lenny James you know as Morgan from The Walking Dead, the guy who beat a lot of zombies with a long stick. That was his weapon of choice, was a long stick. And that is an amazing season. His character is incredible. Later seasons bring in folks like Jonas Armstrong and Kelly MacDonald, who we all love. Really, really incredible, powerful show. This
is one of those English things where this is a series that's been going for 20 years and they only have 6 seasons and a total of 24 episodes.
A total of 36 episodes, 6 episodes per season. And I don't think it's going on anymore. The first 4 seasons, 2012 to 2016, and then they did a couple more seasons that ended in 2021. So I don't know if it's officially canceled, but it this is when I was going through my list of the greatest television series of the 21st century. And
that's
right. This one. This was on the list. I'm like, oh, I need to check this out. And it deserves it. This came in 3rd in a Radio Times 2018 poll of the best British crime dramas of all time. It won the National Television Award for Special Recognition. Telegraph top 50 BBC Two shows of all time. It deserves all these accolades. It is gripping. It is compelling. And my God, you love these actors. You love these characters from the moment you start watching this show, and you get so entrenched in the stuff that they're having to figure out and go through. And it's as much a mystery to you as a viewer as it is to the characters until they figure things out. It's a cool can you figure it out mystery thing along with the characters, I guess is what
I really like shows like this, but my wife is probably going to send you a cake. She likes shows this much. She loves British dramas like this. Yeah.
This is one of those shows that I'm borderline put the closed captioning on, because there's a couple people with very thick accents. There's Ted Hastings is this one of the main guys. He's like the boss of all these guys. He is an Irish guy. They actually have he like the Dairy Girls. There's a mural painted of this guy somewhere in Belfast. And he's got a very thick Irish accent, and I want to just have subtitles turned on for certain characters, but you got
just do it. I just tell people just put on the subtitles. Like, it's fine.
Exactly. And I can always, look if I watch the show and then I just look down if I miss something, if I feel like I don't know, because it's also occasional phrases like, oh yeah, give him a bit of the business, or a little bit of the how's a father, but stuff like that. It's stuff like that that's like, okay, I don't know what that means, but okay, makes sense. But this is so good. This is I've recommended some series in the past. This is an incredibly powerful, dramatic, and 6 episodes, 6 hours for the first season. Boom. Watch it over a weekend, and I guarantee you'll be hooked. It's so good.
All good procedurals of the last 40 years come in one of two flavors. They're either trying to shock you with how edgy and shocking they are, or they try to have a mystery whodunit. You can't figure it out. Which is this?
More of the latter. This doesn't do anything that it doesn't do anything that you haven't seen before in things like NYPD Blue and The Wire and stuff like that. But it does it in such a brilliant way that it feels fresh. It doesn't feel worn out and tired. It feels like something like there's no, and now we've got some sort of supernatural element to this. Like there's nothing out there edgy, weird. It's like, this is great. Who's, is there a bent copper somewhere here in the midst? That's a phrase I learned, a bent copper. I'm not a bent copper.
I like that. No, that's my favorite kind of British procedural when they go very British with it. I don't need more CSI overseas. What I need is something very British.
Exactly.
And this sounds great. Line of Duty is
Line of
the
Duty.
name.
It is streaming on the Hulu. I believe. That's the one thing I didn't do this morning is get the list of yes, it's streaming on Hulu.
Very nice. Nicole is joining us now. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi. You keep saying duty, and
duty.
So I went to see RuPaul. I guess a couple nights ago, and she was talking about dirty charades. Have you heard of this?
No.
Which made me think of the Line of Duty. So, where you take a movie title or a TV show and you change one word. So the examples that were given were the Mary Tyler Horror Show.
Oh wow, that would change the context.
There's a whole late night comedy show now doing that. Those
Is
names.
It?
Yeah.
What is
Taylor
it?
Tomlinson has a show
after midnight.
Yeah,
not at midnight. Right. I made that mistake a couple weeks ago, calling it at midnight.
Yeah.
After midnight.
That's cool. Is that a worldwide pants production? Is Letterman's production company still doing that?
No, it's Funny or Die.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
And they're still around, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Funny or Die is bigger than
because
they're bigger
what's his
than anything.
name? Stephen Colbert basically purchased Funny or Die at some point.
Oh, it's so weird to see how these companies that have been around for so long are getting bought up by and then shut down. And
that's how we do.
Poor Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, poor guys. They're gone now.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird to watch. And
it's an impossible task to run a business based purely on comedy, like on the internet, because you're competing with TikTok and YouTube. Like how could you ever win against the masses?
Yeah, it's hard. And you even have your own channels on there, and they don't really compete that well. So, well, anyway, there you go. Line of Duty.
So thank you, listener, for listening to us. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Let's fly over here to Nicole. Nicole, we got a clip for you for a thing that has been a little controversial in terms of reviews. The audience likes it more. Yeah, audience scores okay. The reviewers don't seem to like it. I'm excited to hear your.
I can see why.
Some of the reviewer excuses for why they don't like it is dumb. Or they're dumb. It's a dumb excuse for why they don't like it. But we'll get into that after.
We'll get into it.
It's predictable. but it was enjoyable.
Enjoyably predictable, you might say.
Enjoyably predictable.
Excellent.
More predictably enjoyable.
I went in, I think, we've talked about this many times. It's the mindset you go into something. There's movies where you're like, this is going to suck really bad. And it wasn't that bad. And you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't that bad.
All right, fair enough. There's room for that in our lives. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. In your entertainment, you got to have some stuff that's not perfect sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I enjoyed it. It's playing on Netflix. It just a week ago it came out.
Yeah.
Or maybe a couple days. I don't know.
Should we hear the clip?
Yeah, let's hear the clip.
So those folks who just drove off the road, sorry about that.
Yeah, that looked intense. That little bit there.
Yeah. So this is Damsel with I purposely didn't look up her name because I know I'm going to butcher it. It's like
even better then. All right,
Bobby Joe Billy.
Bobby Joe Billy. That's it. Bobby Joe Billy.
Oh, this is sad.
What's her name? Bobby. Bobby.
Yes,
it's Millie Bobby Brown, and you're close.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Billy Bobby Brown. Billy Bob Brown.
Remember? Billy Bob Thornton.
That was awesome.
Millie Bobby Brown. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Yeah.
But I love her. She was. I loved
really
her
do.
in Enola Holmes. I know. Stop it, Randy.
Clearly love this person.
My love does not dictate me remembering your name.
That's true.
Oh, I'm so glad.
That's good. That's a limitation for a lot of people. You're like, I don't need to remember your name to love you.
I love you just the same.
Yeah,
Love it.
it's fine.
I just have a problem remembering names. Kind of like Brad Pitt has problems remembering faces.
I feel like that is no problem. Your quote unquote problem is our gain.
Sure. So is this good? Like everyone says bad. I don't trust.
So
J.K. Grammer said it was good. Yeah.
I love a good girl power story. And that's what, she seems to gravitate towards those roles after being 11 on Stranger Things and Enola Holmes, which I loved her in both of those. So I was like, "Ooh, let's watch her in this now." And so, unfortunately, they gave a lot of the movie away in the trailers. I guess there are a few things they don't say in the trailers, but it's obvious.
This is a fantasy drama, right?
It is. It's a fantasy drama. There's a dragon, and basically the setup is she marries into a family, and this scene that we played is in the trailer, and it's actually what got me to watch the movie, and it's her new prince of a husband throwing her into the chasm of the dragon, and then you kind of get a story of many, many centuries. There was a movie in the 80s or 90s where they would sacrifice the princess to the dragon. What was that?
The Dragon
movie?
Slayer.
Dragon Slayer,
where she was chained to the rock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I couldn't remember the name of that. I just remember the hands.
The woman
when
chained to the rock. Yeah.
Oh.
So how's Ray Winstone in this? Because I love him kind of unconditionally.
Who? Yeah, I was gonna. I hope to beat her to it.
Ray Winstone plays somebody named Lord Bayford. Who do you know?
Oh, that's her father.
Okay.
I had to look up his name.
I like that guy.
Yeah, so he plays her father. Angela Bassett's in it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got the name.
Which is a little weird. Leave me alone, Randy.
I am loving this. I'm loving this so much.
Whoa! I just read the dragon voice is Shora, however you say her last name. I love her, dude.
Oh, really? From The Expanse?
Wonderful Grizzly. She's perfect as the voice of the dragon. Perfect.
Oh, that's a cool thing because she's way down here with a
thing.
That's cool.
Love her.
I love that the Princess Bride is in another fantasy show.
Yes. She's awful. not awful
really?
as an
awful,
actor.
Awful character.
Awful character, right?
Yeah.
So.
Robin Wright. Robin Wright.
Yes. Robin Wright Penn?
She's not a
Or
Penn
no, she's
anymore.
not Penn. Is she Penn
Yeah, she
anymore?
lost her
No.
pen.
Long time
She
ago.
lost her pen.
She can't find her pen. Her
Take
pen.
the pen, Jerry. Take the pen.
Yeah. Keep the pen. Keep the pen.
I enjoyed it. I like these kind of, but I went into it with the right mindset, thinking, kind of fun fantasy story. Think Dragon Slayer. Think, big kingdom and all the politics of that. So I did enjoy it.
You seem to.
The
So
Damsel on
the audience score is 72%. You sound like you're around that. Around 72%.
Yes.
And some of the critic reviews are like, "Oh, I was expecting a fantasy movie and it turned into a horror movie." It's like, okay, is there something?
No.
But even that isn't really something I'd complain about. It's like, oh,
No.
cool, it's kind of switching genres. But you're saying no.
Yeah.
You say
I
no.
just no. I say no. It's not a horror movie at all. It's pure
Okay.
fantasy. It's a
right.
fantasy movie. Does end a little dark, I guess.
Says
But,
this one review from Empire Magazine says too childish and shallow for adults, yet too brutal and gory for kids. This is one damsel that really needs saving. Doesn't need saving after all, or something like that.
That's a good question.
I would let Mateo.
I was going to
would
ask
watch
you
it
if you'd
with
let
me.
Mateo watch this. Okay.
Of course.
All right.
Of
All
course.
right.
Yeah. It's a PG-13 movie. So.
Okay.
All right. There you go then.
I have 11-year-old. Is it appropriate for her? It's so hard because different kids react differently, like to things.
Sure.
There's a scene at the end, like I said, at the very end, it gets a little dark. I don't want to give anything away.
Sure.
But it didn't disturb you, Nicole.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
I've seen worse on Game of Thrones. But there's a lot of Game of Thrones like takeaways here. I mean, I guess when you involve dragons, you're going to invoke Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's Game of Thronesy.
Thrones-ish.
Tina and I were thinking about watching this anyway, and I don't think anything
give it a
has
watch.
dissuaded us from watching
No.
it. So I think we're still gonna do it.
A lot of these reviews just keep talking about how the CGI is bad. Is that true?
No, I didn't even notice it.
Okay. And
But then again, I watched it on my phone.
Oh well.
I just like it.
Don't listen, David Lynch.
I like to do. I curl up in bed and I just kind of watch because I have young kids, so I get interrupted all the time.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to watch a movie through, I have to like make it to where I can easily
exactly like with no kids around. Can somebody please get Nicole an iPad just so she can at least watch it bigger than
I
on a
have
phone?
an iPad. I gave it to my kids.
Yeah, you got children around. Nobody keeps their iPad when you have kids
No,
around.
Oh, good. I'm glad I
my
dodged
phone.
that bullet.
Yeah.
Did business.
Yeah. We get our kids out early, Brian, then we don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I recommend it. I liked it. It was a fun. You will get the mystery. You'll get the twist.
Cool.
It's okay.
All right.
So
she was dead the whole time.
She was never alive.
no, not that.
Randy, let's fly over to your house and talk about what you brought. I have a clip. What do you want to
Reminded
say?
me, Brian, that Jimmy Kimmel completely ruined Poor Things on the Oscars.
I don't
Did he?
know. I think
I don't-
if you didn't see the movie, he didn't. I would argue that.
Okay, good.
I didn't see the movie, and I also heard him do the joke, and it did not ruin the movie for me, or didn't give anything away for me. That movie, it's almost impossible. Poor Things is impossible to ruin for me because there is so much weird shit in there that I was prepared for none of it. And even me saying to you people who haven't seen it, there's tons of weird shit in there. You're still not going to be ready to see how weird. You just won't.
So there was somebody had said that Poor Things was a copy of an old movie called, I think it was Frankenslut.
I think that's just what AI determined would be a better name for the movie.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there is some actual legit charge. I don't know if it's legit, but somebody's saying that there's some stolen ideas here.
And they had screenshots of like, I don't know if it's called Frankenslut or not, but I think it's something like that.
Well, the whole thing's based on a book, and I think, and according to what I've read, the book, it's very close to the book. So either that book stole the ideas, or I don't know, maybe, who knows? Everybody always says somebody's taking somebody else's idea.
Yeah.
So I have been floating in the current zeitgeist, and you'll realize this as soon as you hear the first second of this clip. I've been floating in the current zeitgeist. I found myself putting this 40-year-old movie on at the office yesterday. and then I just couldn't stop watching it and enjoying it. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this 40-year-old movie that I've seen before, and I don't remember ever liking it as much as I do right now, and I want to figure out why.
All right, let's play your clip and see what we got.
In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange. The spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness.
You don't have to play the whole clip.
The spice is vital to space travel.
I don't want to not
The
hear it.
Spacing Guild and its navigators, who the spice has mutated over 4,000 years, use the orange spice gas, which gives them the ability to fold space. That is, travel to any part of the universe without moving.
Whoa, freaking slow down, sister. That's
Wow, one of the
crazy.
greatest movies of all time, right here.
It's really not, but I want you to rewatch it now that you're also floating in the current zeitgeist, because it is so fun to watch now. It is so freaking fun. Every scene is filled with ridiculousness and the joy of screen adaptation. There's so much of it, and I never picked up on that, before this viewing.
I think that's actually a great idea, and I'm going to do this with 84's version of the movie because I'm so into Dune right now I can barely think about anything else. And I ended up rewatching Dune Part 1 after I saw Dune Part 2 in theaters. And I'd seen Dune Part 1 like 4 times already prior to this. So it wasn't like, I didn't recognize things, but there is stuff that Dune Part 2, and I don't mean they like specifically have throwback moments. I don't mean that. But there are things in 1 that make not more sense, but are more meaningful and impactful as a whole. I'll just give one example. When the envoy is sent from the emperor to go tell House Atreides they have to take over Arrakis, and they send that huge crazy ship, and he's got to do the ring and the goo and all that, or in the wax, and do his whole, what did he say? I think I played at the top of the show. This right here.
I have taken 5.
No, where is it? No.
We'll have some cheese when you
Your
can.
father and I.
Oh, I guess it was yesterday. I played it yesterday. Anyway, he gets up there and talks about how there's no job we won't do correctly and we're always honorable and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a moment there where Jessica gets a glance, probably a subconscious voice look from the big Bene Gesserit lady, the one with the huge hat, the big evil one. And they exchange this moment when this conversation's happening that in that first movie kind of means nothing. It just sort of says, oh, well, this is an interesting relationship between those two. It's obviously a little antagonistic. For some reason, she's uncomfortable around her. Okay, whatever. Here's the rest of your movie. Now, when you see the way Part 2 plays out, that look and that glance in that moment has so much more weight to it. Highly recommend going back to Part 1 if you've seen Part 2 and watch it. Do it again when they all come out at home. Like I'm planning I got all kinds of plans for rewatching all that shit. And I think this extends to the 84 thing. It's just fun to go back and go, all right, well, what did they try to do? Well, they had no budget for proper fighting, fist to cuff. So what did they do?
They had some budget though, and
they did. But
I was amazed at how gross this movie is, and like that's where the lack of budget is really seen. Like all of the grossness is like silly stage effects,
Well, you have a racer head. I mean, that movie is gross and weird, and because I was curious, like where Dune fell in David Lynch's lineup.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if he met Kyle MacLachlan before or after Dune, and it looks like I guess that's where he was introduced to him.
Oh, really? So Blue Velvet was after
Dune.
All that
2
stuff
years after Dune.
All that
For
stuff
whatever
was
reason,
after it.
I always put that one before Dune and all the rest of the stuff he did with them after.
Pretty sure that's the only thing he likes that came out of Dune, because he hates it and disregards it and never wants his name on it.
His love for Kyle MacLachlan is the only
thing
he likes.
Yeah, because the rest of it he disowned essentially. But
that Alamo Drafthouse thing was great. I shared it a while back, but it does a great job of overlaying the same scenes that you see in Dune Part 1 with 1984 Dune, and then the 2000 sci-fi sci-fi channel Dune adaptation. So you get to kind of see how each of those approach it.
So what we've got on Max right now and the thing I'm asking you to watch is the theatrical version. So it's also kind of tight. Like I don't remember now what we watched for Film Sack 12 years ago, but it was, I think it was an extended cut, one of the 2 extended cuts.
Might have been, yeah.
And this is nice and tight, and I didn't feel like it was missing anything. It made me wonder, like, why did we have all these? Why did we have all this gnashing of teeth about adding things to this? Like, it's a perfectly good movie.
Yeah,
like it tells the whole story.
I wouldn't call it a perfectly good movie. I would call it adept at telling the full story of that first book for a book that is very hard to tell in 1 2-hour movie.
It encapsulates as much of the first book as it can in the 2 hours that it's given.
Yeah.
Scott, you need to watch it, and then you can decide whether or not you think it's a perfectly good movie.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Oh, I've seen it many times. It's not a good movie, Randy. You're not going to convince me.
I mean, you use perfectly good. Like, I can go to the diner and get a perfectly good plate of scrambled eggs. Is that kind of the level of perfectly good that we're talking about?
That's what this sounds like.
I'm saying there's so much fun in it that I didn't remember there being. You know, there's so much of this. What's his name? Kenneth McMillan as Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him a lot. Yeah.
Like, he's so freaking fun.
Yeah.
And Brad Dourif is just like
gross,
chewing up scenery every time he comes and goes, you know. Kyle MacLachlan was better for me than I remember him being. I remember kind of disliking him as Paul, and now I kind of like him as Paul. And I'm like, maybe that has something to do with maybe there's a Timothy Chalamet effect. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I think Timothy Chalamet is very good as Paul Atreides. So I don't know. I'll go watch it. I'll watch it again because I'm planning on it anyway. But I'll be curious if I have kind of this revelatory rewatch that you had.
I'm not saying revelatory. I'm just saying I had it kind of cemented as like a 6 in my brain for decades, and I just watched it and I'm like, oh, this is a 7. Wow.
Okay.
I'm
You went
kind
up
of
a
amazed.
point. I like that. Up a full point. I hope I get that as well out of it. I mean, my brain is just, I'm on the spice right now. I can't stop. It's all I can think about. So
also, this is like, I decided I was not going to come in here this morning and try to take anything away from Denis Villeneuve. I'm really, really not. But I just have to say, I feel like the understanding of the text is there for Lynch. And that Villeneuve is doing a thing where Lynch was really, really focused on the text.
Yeah.
And I'm again not saying anything is wrong with the new Dune movies. Just that what I'm seeing now in contrast, I like when I look at the Lynch.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. Who would win in a fight, Sting or Austin Butler, do you think?
Austin Butler all up and down the room.
Yeah.
Sting is
certainly now, but Sting could go for, I think he said he could go for like 3 or 4 hours, and Austin Butler would probably.
Oh, is this a sex fight?
Yeah, sex fight, whole different animal sex fight.
Total sex fight. Yeah.
If you're doing sex fight, then my money's on Sting.
Sting, yeah.
All right, awesome stuff.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to clarify for everybody. It's not Frankenslut. It's Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker.
I remember Frankenhooker. Well, I remember seeing the poster for it. Yeah.
Frankenhooker.
So
I think we need to watch that for
between the two.
For Film Sack.
I wonder how bad that is. Let's see.
It's Bene Gesserit, not Bene Gesserit.
I know. I keep saying Jesuit because it's just hard for me. But Gesserit, yeah. So I'm looking at it here. Frankenhooker, directed by Frank Henenlotter. The guy's name is almost the same name as the movie he made.
Frank Henenlotter.
Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing of this.
Starring a young Olivia Colman. Look at that.
Oh, hubba.
No, I'm kidding.
Also recommended here, Frankenputa. I guess it's the Spanish version.
Sure.
Spanish version, Frankenputa.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm not Googling that.
No,
Randy,
not looking
I'm
that
just
up.
telling you right now.
Here is mine. It's quick, and it's not that old, but a little old, and it's on Hulu. Here it is.
Yeah, my usual pizza. A special with prosciutto and garlic potatoes. Yeah, rush it. What? My tab? Don't sweat the small stuff. Soon I'll pay you for everything I owe you. Oh yeah, no olives, and be sure to make it a large. Don't forget.
Are you listening to me, Dante?
Didn't you hear me? I'm studying. I may take the occasional odd job here and there, but I've got no desire to babysit some brat.
Brat?
Sorry, young lady. Maybe in 10 years or so, I'll ask you on a date.
All right, if that sounds cheesy, it is.
I
Sounds like Cowboy Bebop. Or something.
You're not wrong. It's an
As a
anime.
matter of fact.
Yeah, it's an anime. This is from 2007. It's the Devil May Cry anime, or is technically called the Devil May Cry the Animated Series, but it's essentially a short-run anime series that happened then based on the video game series Devil May Cry, which is a series I like a lot in game form anyway. And I didn't know they made an anime, and I ran into this while I was dinking around, I believe, on Hulu. I should make sure that's true because Amazon doesn't think it's Hulu, but I'm sure that's where I watched this. Anyway, it's if you like action-based, shoot stuff up, kill a bunch of demon kind of business, lots of blood everywhere, kinds of anime, and you're enjoying the weebification of your getting into anime life or whatever. I think you can do worse than this. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I don't think this is the best thing ever. You mentioned Cowboy Bebop. That is a better expenditure of your time when you're talking anime. Cowboy Bebop's amazing, and I could rewatch that at any time. However, this was fun in a very kind of basic, guttural way. It was like, I'm gonna shoot demons, and they're gonna be really cool action sequences, and then lots of demon blood's gonna fly all over the screen. And there's very little downtime, and it's a quick watch. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a total of 12 episodes. Yeah.
Why didn't Netflix make anything of this?
I don't. Well, I mean, 2007 is a long time ago, so I don't know.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the new one.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. I
No.
missed that part.
No.
Go ahead.
No, Devil May Cry is the old one. As far as I know, there's not a new one, is there? I mean, there's new games.
There's a new one, and I guess it hasn't come out yet. Netflix has one in the can, and they're about to release it.
Oh, okay. I'll be looking forward to that, actually, because I like this enough to want to see what they do next. It's interesting, and if you've never played the Capcom games, they're very action-oriented, very over-the-top sort of, hack and slash sort of games that have been going on since PS2 era. And the latest, I think 2019's Devil May Cry 5 is excellent. Very good. Voice directed by our own Liam O'Brien, fan of the show. Anyway, it's good. It's just a good little time. And I'm also watching a couple other things. I'm in the middle of finally watching Attack on Titan, and I'm going to finally watch Carter, what's that one you're always trying to get me to watch? Ninja Forest. What is it? Whatever it is. She has headphones on. She can't hear me.
Ninja Forest.
Some kind of thing. I forgot the name of it. But anyway, I'm kind of in the mood, and it's been good. So check it out. That's available now. Devil May Cry, the animated series. I think Hulu. I'm just nervous because this IMDb listing does not say Hulu, so now I don't know for sure, but I'll try to verify that.
Oh, let's look.
I know I watched it.
Yeah, Hulu's. I found it and linked to it in quicktms.li as Hulu.
All right. For some reason. Well, Amazon probably not motivated to let people know when Hulu things are happening.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But usually it's correct, so I don't know.
Yep,
Anyway.
I'm looking at it right now. It's on Hulu.
You can find all of these and their links over at quicktms.li, and I recommend that you do. Nicole, having you here is always a blessing. Do you have any other things you want to mention before you go? Any kind of woodworking or anything going on?
Mark's building plant stands. His new hobby is plants.
Oh, that's adorable.
That is a great hobby.
It's like pre-wood.
Yeah. Yeah, proto wood. I like that.
You build a box out of wood, and then you grow wood in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
and,
cool.
And he came into the bedroom last night and goes, "Hey, let's get chickens." I'm like, "No. Let's not do that because I don't even want to take care of them."
Get chickens. Okay, yeah, I thought he was just wanted some
Let's
KFC.
get chicken.
Yeah. And you probably have
in the
a
back of the shop here. There's a whole space.
Sure. You should do chickens.
I don't want to.
You live in Missouri. Do chickens. Come on.
Yeah. Now I want chicken for lunch.
Yeah. I'll eat your chickens. All right. I'll see you later. Hey, Randy. Always a pleasure. May the spice ever flow in your favor.
What are we? Oh, ghost dogging. We're ghost dogging.
Oh, ghost dog this weekend. Yeah.
Dog.
Way of the Samurai or whatever the subtitle is.
See you then.
Yeah.
James, neither ghosts nor dogs.
No dogs. Discuss. All right, Ryan. I called him Ryan. Goodbye,
That's
Randy.
all right, Bandy.
Yeah, bye, Bandy. All right, that's it for that. And we're just about done today, but I do have a couple of quick things I'd like to read from listeners. Brian?
Yeah.
Here's one. This is from Fabian the Farmer, speaking of farms and chickens.
Nice. I love the name Fabian, by the way.
It's a pretty cool name. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Also, just being a farmer and being named Fabian, that's pretty cool in its own right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fabian wrote in and says, "Hey, Scott and Brian, it's the guy who called in with the sheep in the background." He says, "I was leaving a response to your desire to retire on a farm." This is the guy where the call got cut off early and also had all the sheep noises. Says, "I probably got cut off at a good spot because I was going to say a graphic description of what grossed Scott out the most. During the week of that episode, I was in the middle of lambing a group of around 80 ewes." This is all farmer talk. Okay.
It is. Oh, lamb. Oh, yeah, sure. Lambing the ewes. Yeah, as you do.
Lambing the ewes. That's what you do. Which is the busiest, most stressful time of year for a shepherd. So they still call you shepherds. That's cool. Yeah. This year was a particularly hard lambing to go through because we had a lot of losses. So I was having a pretty rough time that week. Losses like dead sheep, I guess. That's awful.
I guess. Yeah. Is lambing birthing the sheeps, I'm guessing? Is that right?
I don't know. Lambing the ewes.
Yeah. Helping birth the newborn lambs.
Pulling them out of the lamb.
Pulling them out of you.
Yeah. There you go. So I tried to add at the end that call a thank you for making the show because it really is light and entertaining programming that helps a person when going through a rough time, and it feels like a shining beacon of light on the internet. So thanks for what you do. I certainly appreciate it, Fabian. Well, thanks, Fabian. We'll continue to do that for you, especially when you're lambing the ewes.
Exactly. Somebody works in a maternity ward. Yeah, I got to go baby the mothers.
Yeah.
We're having a whole bunch of babying going on right now.
It's a weird way, because if you apply it to humans, it never sounds right. Right?
It doesn't sound right. It sounds like you're pampering somebody. I got to go baby the mother.
Yeah.
Got a pregnant mother. I got to go baby her.
It's a whole different meaning. And then we got some clarification on what the can of corn thing, the origin of that anyway. The most popular theory of the origin of can of corn is that it was first used by Harry Carey. Remember Harry Carey? Hey,
Harry Carey. I only remember Harry Carey because of Will Ferrell. If there wasn't for Will Ferrell, I'd have no idea who Harry Carey was.
So fun note, I got to meet Harry Carey when I was in Chicago when I was 18. And he was still doing Cubs games, and I was at a Cubs game, and on our way out, he was standing there, and I got to shake Harry Carey's hand. And, and his glasses are enormous. These big, giant, like those things Will Ferrell's wearing, those are not a joke, dude. He had these
just massive windshield glasses, basically.
It was crazy. Anyway, I was there with my friend Bill. Anyway, Carey was the famous baseball announcer for the Chicago Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals, and was known for his colorful phrases and catchphrases. He is said to have coined the phrase in the 1920s when he was a young announcer for the Cardinals. According to the story, Carey noticed the ease with which outfielder Taylor Tater Douthit.
I'm sure somebody's going to be like, oh, you guys don't know anything about sports. It's pronounced Flagon.
Yeah, my knowledge of 1920s baseball. Anyway,
we'll call him Tater.
Sure, that's why they called him Tater, I'll bet, because the last name sucks. Anyway, would catch fly balls and say, well, that was as easy as taking a can of corn off the shelf. Unquote.
Interesting. Nice.
So
I got an email from a guy named Michael basically saying the same thing. Basically, a can of corn in baseball refers to a fly ball hit to an outfielder. So that now it makes sense that they'd compare these thrown hot dogs, these thrown Frankfurters, as flies as easily as a can of corn.
Wonder if this ever came up on that giant Ken Burns 18-hour documentary that I've seen like 4 times, 5 times over, whatever. You'd think I'd remember.
I'll bet Tater Douthit came up on that thing.
Probably did. Yeah, and I just don't remember it because he does every era, covers it all. Oh, I'm in the mood for that again. I could watch that again. I love that thing. That whole
Never
thing.
saw the baseball one.
I think you'd like it. It's Peter Coyote.
I'm sure I would.
Doing the voice.
I like that guy's voice.
Yeah, that's really good. Oh, no, it's not Peter Coyote. Sorry, it's the guy before him who passed away. Historian guy. Amazing voice. Crap. Yeah, it was before Coyote stepped in. Anyway, also very good, though.
Okay. Eric Ferris says it's pronounced Douthit.
Douthit?
Douthit.
So Taylor Tater Douthit.
I doubt it.
I doubt it very much. All right, that's it for the show today. We'd like to thank everybody for listening, and point your noses and minds and eyes to the following website. It's frogpants.com/TMS. All our links are there. Everything, all of it. Request songs, get to the Vegas stuff. You want to find this quick TMS.li link without remembering it, it's there too. We have that linked. For all kinds of stuff. So check it out, frogpants.com/TMS. Let's get out of here with a song. Brian, do you have one?
Sure. I have one, and it's going out to the very calm, the very understanding, the very calm, cool, and collected Jeff Sire from Ontario. Says, Dear Brian, I left my request for Highway Star by Corey Todd quite a while ago. Yesterday, when you and Scott got talking about created languages and how cool Belter Talk was in The Expanse, I got excited. At the end of the show, you said you had this request for a while as it wasn't tied to a date. I got more excited. Then you played someone else's request. So, my request is for my sister Lisa's birthday on March 5th. Yeah, I know we're a week late. To my knowledge, she's never seen The Expanse. I don't think she would recognize Corey Todd's song Highway Star as a Belter version of the Deep Purple song. I don't think she would recognize this as the song that's playing when the Belter slingshotter shot through the ring gate and became the first victim. I do love my sister a lot, despite all of these failings. She is just the best. Signed, Jeff.
That's the most Jeff Sire Bronco thing I've ever heard anyone read.
It absolutely is, yes. So Jeff, finally getting to this. This comes from the soundtrack to The Expanse, the collector's edition soundtrack that came out in 2019, which also features a great Belter version of the Black Keys' Tighten Up. It's fantastic. But here is Highway Star, the Belter version by Corey Todd.
And one quick note, Jeff's about to become a grandpappy, so grats on that.
Oh, is he really? Oh, good for him.
Yep, coming up soon, I think, in the next couple of weeks or something like that.
Nice.
We had Dunaway with his, you got me with mine. Everyone's getting old, man. Look at all these old people.
I'm clawing that.
We keep getting older, and you stay the same age.
I stay the same age.
That's right.
All right.
Congrats on that, man, and you and Jen deserve the joy that it brings.
For sure.
That's it for us. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Get more at frogpants.com.
No fussy, frizzy curls for this smart girl.
That's because I refuse to have fuzzy